What was it like flying for the very first time as a hijabi? Did I get stopped? Did I get searched? Here is everything that happened. So last weekend, we flew back to Spain, alhamdulilah, to go and see a family member. And me and my husband, we are frequent flyers, but it is usually my husband who gets stopped and searched. Whether it's because of his name or his skin colour, I don't know. But I have had fair few heated conversations with airport security about this, but that's a story for another video. So the most hectic time of the whole travel for us was going from Birmingham to Alicante. So we flew from Birmingham airport and it was so early in the morning, it was so busy, and I don't know whether they were understaffed or just overwhelmed, but when we went through security, it was just hectic. I went through and I didn't set the alarms off, but I randomly got selected to have my hands swabbed. And a man came up to me and I was like, sorry, can a woman do it, please? And he seemed a bit annoyed at this, but I'm just chalking that down to the fact it was so busy. So the woman did it, she puts it in the machine, and the next thing I know, the alarms are blaring. And I'm like, I haven't done anything. I've not done anything wrong. I mean, I've put face cream on. I've put oil in my hair. So I don't know if I've got residue of that on my hands. So then they start swabbing all of the staff members and then my hands again. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it's fine. I'm like, oh. And they're like, oh, you can go now. And I was like, oh, okay, bye then. Then all of our cases, half of them got stopped going through security. And I was like, I did say to them going through, do you want me to separate all of the electronics and the liquids? And they're like, no, it's fine, it can just go through. Ironically, every single case I didn't separate was the one that got stopped. And it took ages for our cases to come back to the point where I thought we was actually going to be late to board our plane despite being at the airport 2 hours early. It was just honestly such an anxiety-filled time for me, and my husband was he was great, he was trying to keep me calm and everything like that. And then on the way back from Alicante to England, I didn't set the alarms off going through security that way. However, I did get a pat down. They were very nice about it, and I think this is partly because I am fluent in Spanish, so I was speaking to them in Spanish and just talking about, life and all of this stuff. And she mainly just wanted to feel the back of my hair here, where your bun is. Obviously, it's a bit of a lump, so she wanted to just make sure I hadn't put anything in there. But we only had one bag stopped and such, and that was the electronics because there was an iPad on top of the laptop. Overall, it was fine. I wasn't asked to take my hijab off. They were fine with my passport photos. Alhamdulillah, I actually think everyone who checked my passport photo was actually a woman as well, which pretty cool. But apart from going from Birmingham to Alicante, there was no major issues, and I was wearing a magnet, so I don't know if that's different, because if maybe I'd been wearing a safety pin or a pin, it would have been different. But I did have one little magnet on. They didn't ask me to take it off, they didn't ask to look at it, they didn't ask to touch it or anything like that. It was pretty smooth. But I do have to say, we do usually have an issue in Birmingham airport, but again, that is a story for another time. Hopefully this kind of helps other people if you have reverted to Islam and you are nervous about flying, that yeah, you may potentially be stopped, but at the end of the day, you've not done anything wrong. You are just wearing a hijab. You are just covering yourself, and all you need to do is let them do their job and hopefully not get too anxious like me, because I'm just a worrywart.